My sister cheated on her fiancé and then left her kids all because she wanted a break, and I'm not supposed to say anything to her. Buckle up because this is a lot, but I'm really bothered by this and need to just vent because I cannot believe this has happened. My 27F sister, 22F, has two beautiful kids. One is 3 and the other is 14 months. When my sister had her oldest daughter, she suffered from PPD, but with support she was able to come out of it. She didn't really bond with the kid much after though. Occasionally she would do fun things with her, but it was very rare. Shortly after, I had my son, and I was over the moon. I've never loved something as much as I love my kids. I now have 2 as well. When she found out she was pregnant with her second, she didn't get as excited as she did with the first, but as the pregnancy progressed, she was getting more excited. Fast forward to the second kid being born. She didn't show any signs of PPD, but she bonded with the second kid way more than she did with the first. I'm not sure if it was because she was exclusively breastfeeding or what, but definitely had a better bond with this one. She would get more irritated with the firstborn, who was only 2 at the time, and just more distant with her. Her youngest starting showing some health issues, nothing super serious, some food allergies and skin issues, and that seemed to just utterly defeat my sister. All of the family, and her fiancé were very encouraging and tried to help her see the bright side, find recipes for the daughter, etc. But she didn't seem like she was interested in any of it. She started to distance herself from both kids now, only doing the bare minimum. Now, we just found out that my sister had been emotionally cheating on her fiancé, who is the definition of a literal golden retriever partner. LOL. He loves his kids and my sister and took very good care of all 3 of them. He would only ever push my sister to do better and never in a mean way. Anything they needed, he provided for them while my sister got to be a som. 2 days ago, she broke things off with the fiancé and had this complete stranger come get her from another state. She has never met him and only been FT or playing on Xbox for about a month. All because she said she had no emotion and needed a break. She left with the guy, and I'm not supposed to know any of this. I'm distraught for my nieces and my brother-in-law, or I guess not my brother-in-law anymore. I don't understand how a mother could leave her kids, go out of town with someone she didn't know, without a care in the world. I love my kids and I couldn't do that to them. Part of me wonders if it's PPD, or maybe a manic episode. I genuinely don't know. I've also learned some other things about how she's been recently that just make me think I never really knew who my sister was, and that's heartbreaking because she was my best friend. I cannot condone that behavior. My brother-in-law is filing for emergency custody, but I hope she doesn't try to take those kids from him because she doesn't deserve them. They deserve stability and she's clearly not stable. Ugh. Update. Since some of you have asked, I'll update on the little bit of info we have. So my BIL changed phone plans, and did not include her on his new bill. She called him and asked him why he didn't put her on it. Like she genuinely didn't understand that he is not going to be paying for her things anymore. She told him that she isn't going to fight him and that he can have full custody of the kids. And that she still wants to be able to call and visit when she feels like it. The guy she ran off with just lost his car because he signed divorce papers right before he left to get my sister. And his ex took the car because it was in her name. LOL. Karma is beautiful. She also told my BIL that she plans on moving back with the new guy so they can be close to her kids. I don't get her logic in any of this really. Also, people have asked, so some answers here. 1 BIL is 22. 2 My sister asked my BIL not to tell us, my mom and I, because she did not want us to get in the way of her being able to see her kids or to judge her. Too late. My BIL doesn't want her to know we know until after all of the court stuff is finalized. 3 He's doing okay. Him and his mom are actually going to be moving a little closer to our family, so we can all help out with the kids. It takes a village and he's definitely got one. For since my sister being out of the picture for a week now, the youngest kid has taken her first steps and the oldest seems genuinely happier. I'm coming from a much less angry place. I still cannot stand that she did this, and I am cutting contact with her. My partner and I are supporting my BIL as much as we can with 2 kids of our own. This whole situation has been insane. I'll update more if anything else happens. Thank you to everyone who gave advice and didn't judge me venting. Once this all isn't so fresh, I'm going to show BIL the thread and let him see that it was not his fault. Update 2. Okay, so I have a few updates to this absolute insanity of a situation. First, I posted the first update as an edit to the original post. Since then, my sister called my mom and asked her for any legal contacts so she looks like she has her shit together. My mom told her no, and that she isn't going to help her because she abandoned her children. My sister is still convinced that she did not abandon them. She yelled at my mom stating that she hasn't left them and that she's only 3 hours away and calls to talk to them every night. She doesn't. She has called a few times but not every day. She's still planning on moving back home with this new guy so she can be closer to the kids, but I'm pretty sure my BIL is only going to allow her to have supervised visits since she has made comments about just taking the kids and how she should have done that from the start. Her best friend suggested it. When my mom tried to reason with her and ask her why she didn't just come her response was, "I just want to be on my own." Which I find ironic because she hasn't been on her own ever and she's still not on her own. She is still mooching off of another guy with a job and she still doesn't have a job, a license, or her GED. We have all offered to help her get those things, but she has no drive to actually do it. BIL and his mom are moving closer to me and my parents so we can all help each other and hopefully make things easier on BIL as he tries to be a single dad with 2 toddlers. BIL is in much better spirits. He was upset until my sister called him, while she was naked, and asked him for money, and then she proceeded to put on the other guy's hoodie and walk around the house until he could see the other guy in the background. My BIL said at that point, he knew he was never getting her back and didn't want her back, and he's doing much better. He has good days and bad days, but the good are outweighing the bad. The kids are actually thriving without my sister there too. My sister would parent by just turning on TV and letting them do whatever, but BIL is much more involved with them, as is his mom. If anything else crazy happens, I'll post another update, but for now I think we are just waiting for all of the long-term court paperwork to be submitted. He got emergency custody and it was filed that she abandoned them and fled the state. Thank you to everyone who has let me vent and given some good advice. This has definitely been a roller coaster.